Hey guys, what is up? It's Jeff from GamerPops back again, and this time you may have seen our video already that looked at LittleBigPlanet 3 from the player's point of view. Now we're going to look at LittleBigPlanet 3 from the creator's point of view. So what I've already gotten started here. We're looking at Sackboy with his little Delson Row outfit, floating around in a new level, which I've just started to create. And right away you can see some of the things that you can do with a level. I'm playing with the water levels, and right now you can create water levels. So, and what I've done is I'm playing around with the height of the water. It's quite, actually go quite high. You'll notice before, like this is where you can set up, what players can play the level, also how many players can play in this level, whether it's co-op or whatever. There's a lot of tools that you can use to fiddle around with a LittleBigPlanet, like changing the waves, changing the color of the water. Maybe you want to have a nighttime level. You can do that too. Change the darkness and the brightness. Add a little bit of fog, make it all spooky. And this right now, this is just some of the global environmental stuff. This just scratches the surface of what you can make your level just look like. That's the thing about LittleBigPlanet. I always talk about the massive, robust creation tools, but you really have to see it to get an appreciation for what I can do. Like this level can be massively, absolutely huge, and you can see that temperature gauge on the left-hand side. Things that you add start to fill that up, so that sort of limits how big the levels can be. But like just adding little tiny things doesn't fill up very much. So you're going to be able to put a lot of stuff in these levels. Right now I'm mucking around with the music and ambiance type of sounds, adjusting volumes and things like that if you need to. You can also adjust the reverb settings, so you want to make it sound like a padded cell or perhaps a bathroom or a sewer pipe. Always going for the gross right away, right? So this is how you can make levels yours, and and then you can see Sackboy's got a number of different tools there that he can fill around with. He's got his goodie bag, in his tools bag. This is where you start getting into some of the like, hey, what can I do to make a level, start to add my stuff to a level now. So the thing about LittleBigPlanet is the campaign itself is really more about just opening up all the different materials you can then use in these levels, whether it be stickers or background materials or things like that. What we're looking at right now is the sort of the logic part, where these are like, if something hits, when an object hits something, then this impact sensor triggers, so that maybe you have something fall from the sky. Other logic is AND gates, OR gates, so if all inputs are active, then something happens, maybe like a laser shoots, or something can pop up out of the ground, or you can launch Sackboy. There's timers, all these different bits of logic. This is what's going to let you interact with your level. So you can see the depth of tools that LittleBigPlanet 3 gives you to create pretty much anything you want. And that's the thing. I'm not a creative kind of guy, so this stuff is very, it's just overwhelming to me. But for the creator, this is going to put to shame pretty much any level creator you're going to see in any game out there, just because you start with that blank canvas and you can make whatever you want. I'm seeing people making mini golf levels. I'm seeing people make fighting games out of this, and of course the traditional platforms as well. That's obviously a main one. And this way, this game is really geared towards the creator. If you've got a creative mind, then you are going to make whatever you want with this game. It's incredible what the tools you have. Like, these are some of the new things, like the Velociporter, which will teleport you with maintained speed to somewhere else, which you may have seen in the game already. Switches to activate things, buttons to stand on, spawning, checkpoints, other types of teleport, progress boards, the final board which tells you how well you did, putting in the point bubbles, putting in maybe custom stickers, things like that, adding power-ups like scuba gear and some of the power-ups that you open up during the game. It's all going to be in there. So what else do we have to play here? We some that we can throw in there's some of the dangerous things like spikes and some of the noxious gas. If you want to set up a racing level, these are the tools that you can use to do that right here, the start and finish gate. Whatnot. If you need a key for something, you can throw that in there as well. What else we got here? We got creature sensors. So it senses a player, a sticker, or something else. the grappling hooks there. He wasn't in the game, but you can use the grappling hook if you want, and also the number of various things that Sackboy uses in the campaign. Again, campaign was very short. It's really more of a means to an end than anything else. This is what LittleBigPlanet's about, though. And you can go online and you can find all these different levels that people created, and I've been doing it. And there's some levels that are good and some levels that I never want to see again. But you're limited only by your own imagination, really. You can create rotating platforms, you can create critters, there's I think you can create little evil guys or little robots. There's music you can customize as well. Again, all things you may have unlocked during the game. So let me just show an example. This is going to be very, very basic. This is a level of detail you can go down to. Static objects or dynamic objects. So you can make things float in the air. You can make things be affected by gravity if you want. There are 16 layers of depth to play with here. This is way more than the previous 3, which is going to open up more 3D type of, three-dimensional type of gaming. And this is, you can position where you want. Here I'm just going to make a very small box that Sackboy can run and jump on. You can tweak pretty much anything. Here, if I change the camera a little bit, you can see that you can get maybe an appreciation of the depth that the game offers. And you see, I'm just going to go back. I'm actually going back beyond the floor, which is a little odd, but that's the 16 levels that I'm playing around with there. And right now, Sackboy's hovering, obviously. But if you want to play it as a straight level, you can certainly do that too. Again, all sorts of things. And here I'm just going into the tweak menu. I can change the colors. I can, if things are on and off, I can change colors that way. If I want to change the material, I can do that. Maybe I don't like cardboard, which I'm using right now. There's a sort of a little bit of undo mechanism there too. Now you see I'm actually playing as Sackboy proper, and I can test out, see how things actually work with gravity turned on and all things like that. And then I can go back into my tools here, just see what else I can put down. I don't want to do any movie cameras or anything like that. What about if I did... No, I don't want a spotlight or anything. You can put collectibles down, maybe a link to a level. That's another thing too. You can actually create not just levels, but entire adventures of like multiple levels too, and you'll see spaces to do that. So it's going beyond the traditional single level creation stuff. You could create like almost full game experiences with multiple levels and things like that. I'm gonna throw a bounce pad down just for fun, and what I can throw, I can also change how much it jacks you up when you hit it. So the height right now, you can kind of maybe see the green outline. If I increase that height, I can just be shot right to the moon if I want to. And I'm gonna go. Woo! I don't know if I'm falling or going up right now.
It's a hazard that really gets up the old nosy wares.
Now, it's great if you are just a creative type or you can understand how to use these tools, but for the newer gamer or someone who's not, who's never played LittleBigPlanet before, something new the game added this time is something called the Popit Academy, which we're working on that right now. And this is where you are introduced, basically through playing through more LittleBigPlanet levels, as it were, some of the creation tools. You get to actually, try them out. It's almost like a longer tutorial, which is more like a game tutorial, if you will. So here what you're seeing is I just found out how to turn things into hazards like, poison gas or whatever. And I'm seeing how I can use the tools or the Popit curse or whatever. There I just changed a changeable piece of object into gas so I could get at these things. Another example, again, you play these like levels, so it is still kind of gamed. Here I'm learning in these spots I can put platforms in, or temporary platforms, whatever, to again get familiar with the controls, and also it's essentially more content that I can play through as well. Another thing too is if you do mess up, you have the means with which to try again, basically. So in this case, I've made a mistake here. I can't get that particular piece of decoration or sticker, whatever it is, in that bubble. I know now I will die a horrible death, so what I've done is I went to undo, and it's paused things. I can change things in case a platform is moving. I don't have to worry about trying to hit the platform. In this case, I realized, this isn't going to work at all. I'll just die every time I try that. So I can just rewind to before that and then try again and get that prize bubble, basically. Look at a couple other things. Again, it introduces ideas one by one. You may get 2 or 3 ideas or constructs within a particular level. I think there's 2 different, essentially classes, whatever you want to call them, of like 7 levels each. Here I'm learning how to adjust corners so I can make things like ramps and whatnot. Same thing here. I have to figure out how to launch that marble into the receptacle on the right. As we see signs in the way, I can either delete things, or yes, there I'm deleting a corner, and I can adjust a corner. There I delete again, and it launched it. Again, it's a nice way of helping a person get familiar with the tools on a bit by bit basis, so that it's not going to be as daunting when you go and start to try and create your own levels, which is really nice. I actually like this because it helped someone like me. Here's another example of, okay, we're going to try tweaking. So there's a bounce pad that you may have seen before. If I go into the tweak menu, here's where I can adjust how high it bounces me, and you'll be able to see the 3D outline is there start to raise up as I change the height. That's going to give me an indication of how high it's going to throw me up when I hit that bounce pad. So you can see now I'm really flying high, and I can bring it down if need be. Same thing, this is where you're going to get to see static versus dynamic type of sub-objects. So taking a look at this right now, here I can make a dynamic object or a static object. If it's static, it won't be subject to gravity like a dynamic one will. So it will actually, if I do this right, the platform will actually sit there in midair, letting me jump on it to grab that climbable type of apparatus up there, so I can get those 2 prize bubbles. The pausing is nice again. This isn't as big a deal here because there aren't moving platforms, but if there is a moving platform, you don't have to worry about trying to hit it. You can just pause it and then put what you need to put down. Just a couple other things. Again, and it doesn't give everything to you at once, so that you can sort of learn as you go. Again, it's a very nice tutorial for learning how to create your own levels. And bouncy, bouncy. Simple as that. So this is what LittleBigPlanet 3 is really about. It's about being able to make your own creations and share them with the world, and this is what LittleBigPlanet 3 really does well. And if you're a creative type of person, I would highly recommend you taking a look at this, especially if you add in stuff like the multiplayer. It's really more icing on the cake. So thanks a lot for watching our look at LittleBigPlanet 3. For more content, check out our website and also our YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.